Hello my dear students, welcome to the Learn at Home session. This is Thierry sir, and today we are going to get information about the introduction of our constitution. This is second video lecture. In previous lecture we got information about the introduction of the constitution, in which we got information about the meaning of the constitution, and we learn about the provisions of the constitution. We discuss about the Constituent Assembly, and we discuss about the need of the Constitution. Today we are going to get information about the necessity of the Constitution and some other points about the introduction of the Constitution. So, my dear student, we are going to discuss necessity of a Constitution. Dear student, you can see that there are several advantages of governing a country with the help of rules or provisions included in the constitution. And the first point is government has to function within a set of rules, and this reduces the possibility of the misuse of the power and the authority that they have been given. Dear student, constitution is most important for governing the nation, because constitution limits the misuse of the power. Just like we all know that India is a democratic country, and people elect their representatives, and these representatives form the government, and this government govern the nation for the welfare of the people. But sometimes we see that people are misusing of their power, just like some MLAs or MPs. They misuse their power, and that's why it is unconstitutional. So it is necessary to create the strict laws that no one will dare to misuse the power, and that's why we need the constitution, because constitution gives us strict rules, and with the help of these strict rules nobody can dare to misuse the power. Another one is a constitution includes the rights and freedoms of the citizens. Government cannot take away these rights. Therefore, people's rights and freedoms are safeguarded. Constitution gave us 6 kinds of fundamental rights, just like right to equality, right to dignity, right against exploitation. There are 6 types of fundamental rights, and these rights no one can take away from us, because these fundamental rights are safeguarded by the constitution. If anybody taken or violated your fundamental right, then we have the rights against constitutional remedies, because this is also our fundamental right, and for that constitution made an independent judiciary. This judiciary is an independent judiciary. Government cannot interfere in the process of jurisdiction. That's why we need the constitution. Third point is running a country as per the provisions of the constitution is the same as establishing the rule of law, and there is no scope for misuse of power or high-handed administration. Sometimes we can see several examples that politicians are misusing their power. So it will be described as the dictatorship, isn't that? Constitution stop these kinds of things due to its strict laws. and constitution help us to make the rule of law, just like article number 14 and article number 44, equality before law and rule of law. My dear student, that's why we need a constitution. If a country is run as per the constitution, the faith that the common people have in government increase, then they become keen on participating in the activities of the government. Due to the constitution, people get a chance to participate in the democracy. What is democracy? The government of the people, for the people, and by the people. That's why in this process people get the chance to participate in the decision making process. And if people are showing their keen interest in the participating in the activities of government, then it is observed as strengthening of the democracy. That's why we can say that constitution is important for the nation. The next point is constitution presents some political ideals before the country. The nation is also bound to act the direction. It creates an atmosphere conducive to attain world peace and security and preservation of human rights. It means that constitution plays an important role to maintain the peace in the nation as well as in the world, and security and safeguard of the people and preservation of the human rights. To preserve the human right, to security of the woman, we need constitution. And the last point is preservation of human rights, since the constitution also include the list of citizens duties. It fixes the responsibility of the citizen. Just like constitution gave us fundamental right, like that way fundamental duties are also prescribed in the constitution. It directs or guides to the people that how they have to behave in the nation, what are their duties and responsibilities. It means that every citizen have to play an important role in the country. My dear student, that all kinds of regulations we can enjoy with the help of constitution. That's why constitution is important for the administration of the nation. We are saying that administration of the nation, then what is meant by the administration of the nation? Here we will discuss about the administration. Actually, administration means what? Government has made two laws relating with several subjects, such as defending the boundaries, protecting people from external aggression, eradication of poverty, creating employment and education and health services, encouragement of the commerce and industries, protection of weaker section, making policies for the progress of women, children and tribal people. My dear student, these are the tasks of government. That is the duty of government, to take care of the people, to make laws for the people, to provide the public facilities to the different communities of the society, to take care about the health of the citizens, to provide education. These are all the responsibilities of government, and if government is doing these responsibilities properly, it means that government is administrating properly. So administration means governing the nation. Government has to bring about the desirable changes in the society by implementing laws. In short, government in modern times have to take decisions related different issues, right from space research to public cleanliness, and this is governance of or administration. Just like I told you, from the space research to the cleanliness of the society. That all the tasks government play, and this kind of governance is also called as administration. I hope you understood. Having understood the meaning of a constitution and governance, we shall now see how the Indian constitution was made. My dear student, here we are going to get information about the background of making of the constitution. And I already explained you in the first video lecture. For that you can see my first video lecture. Here I am going to repeat in short. Just like in the year 1946, elections were held for the Constituent Assembly as per the guidelines and suggestions of the Cabinet Mission. Elections held and 299 people were elected as the Constituent Assembly members. Then the Constituent Assembly was set up. You all know that Dr. Rajendra Prasad, here you can see his picture, Dr. Rajendra Prasad. He was the chairperson of the Constituent Assembly, and there were 299 members in the Constituent Assembly. My dear student, in the first video lecture I also explained about the contribution of Bharat Ratna Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. He was the chairperson of the drafting committee, and he had studied the depth the constitution of the different countries of the world, and he studied he contemplated day and night to draft our constitution. The draft constitution prepared by him was presented to the Constituent Assembly, my dear student. And that's why, due to his efforts, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar referred as the architect of the Indian Constitution. Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar was the chairperson of the drafting committee, and there were 6 other members also, the members of drafting committee. My dear student, we are proud of it. Decisions in the Constituent Assembly were made on the basis of debate and discussion. It doesn't mean that they just simply observed the other country's constitution and written for our country. No, there were lots of debates and discussions, and after the deliberation, important rules and laws were mentioned for our country. And I explain you that it took 2 years, 11 days and 11 months and 17 days to complete the writing of constitution. My dear student, after completing the constitution, there were 22 parts, 395 articles and 8 schedules in the original constitution. And there were some other persons just like Dr. Rajendra Prasad, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, Maulana Abdul Kalam Azad, Sarojini Naidu, J.B. Kriplani, Rajkumari Amrit Kaur, Durgabai Deshmukh, Hansa Ben Mehta and others. The noted legal expert B.N. Rao was appointed as the constitutional advisor on legal matters. My dear student, Dr. B.N. Rao was appointed as the constitutional advisor on these legal matters. You can see the features of our great personalities. Constituent Assembly enacted the constitution and adopted in 26 November 1949. Therefore, 26 November is observed the Constitution Day. I already told you that. And this constitution was implemented on 26th of January 1950. That's why 26th of January is celebrated as Republican Day of our nation. So my dear student, you can see the feature of great souls: Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, Maulana Abdul Kalam Azad and Sarojini Naidu had played an important role in the formation of the constitution. Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar's contribution was a wide range of field like water conservation, foreign policy, national security, journalism, economics, social justice, etc. That's why Indian government honored him by giving the highest award of the nation, civilian award, Bharat Ratna. That's why we have to respect these personalities. Those gives us this valuous and precious constitution, and due to this constitution today we are enjoying our rights. I hope you all understood the basic introduction of the constitution. Thank you and have a nice day.